Hello, my name's Jeff Payne. I'm the Medical Director for NHS Buckinghamshire. I'd like to thank you for taking the trouble to watch this DVD. What we're seeking to do is introduce you to our programme of moving care closer to patients' homes. Lots of our patients these days are surviving with chronic long-term conditions. This is partly due to improvements in medical science, but just partly due to the fact of an ageing population. By moving care closer to home, the first principle we follow is optimising the care they receive, so that in many cases we can actually avoid the need for hospital admission. We can spot deterioration early so that we can increase the level of care patients receive in their own homes, and again avoid the need for hospital admission. However, if patients need hospitals and hospitals are the only place where the care they need can be provided, there is no doubt that will be available to them in a timely way. We're very much encouraged by the progress we've made already, and we believe we have much further to go. We're getting very positive feedback from patients already, although it's very early days, but we think we have a firm foundation on which to build. Please look at the following case histories, and I'm sure you'll agree.
Telehealth is a system that allows us to monitor a patient remotely. The patient sends through on a daily basis information on their pulse, their oxygen levels, their blood pressure, and we can also monitor their weight. And they also ask a series of questions that comes back to us in our office and allows us to see how that patient is doing that day.
But the best thing about it is if things are not right, I do it in the morning anyway, and I send it through to Chris Finnegan, and she'll check it. And she'll either ring me or contact my GP, one or the other. And you know, that's the best thing about it. There's somebody there on hand all the time.
So that must be very reassuring.
Oh God, yeah, it really is reassuring. I wouldn't be without it now.
I think the most important message that I'd like to convey is that patients often appreciate that they are getting individualised care, and that they know that that we've gone over things in the past, and that we've got to a place where I think that they are able to look after themselves better. So I think that they appreciate the individuality of the relationship between nurse and patient.
Oh, they're the best thing that ever happened. They really are. You know, because it puts you completely, you know, at rest, thinking, you know, well, all I've got to do is check with that, and you know, I can go out or I can do what I want to do.
Okay, I'm Linda Petrins. I live in Wendover, and we're here today to talk about my husband and the fantastic hospice at home care he received when he was very ill in 2005. Joe was diagnosed with malignant melanoma in 2001. He found a mole on his leg which looked a bit strange, and sort of after some tests it was discovered that he'd got this condition. He was reasonably well for a number of years, and in 2005 the condition recurred, and he had secondary cancer in his liver. And at that stage we knew that his condition was terminal and he wasn't going to get better, which was pretty shocking, very emotional, and we had to find the right way to tell the children about, you know, what the future held. They'd always known that Dad had got malignant melanoma, but we always thought that he'd get better. But at that stage we knew he wasn't going to get better, and that this was the beginning of the end. So yeah, it was a very traumatic time for us all. After my husband died, I knew that I wanted to go and work for a charity, and the Ian Rennie Hospice at Home has made such a difference to our lives, not only sort of during that awful period of time when my husband was ill, but subsequently the care they've provided to the children and me, and I know that what they do really does make a difference. I work as a partnership fundraiser, sort of trying to raise money for the organisation. We receive 12% of our funding from the NHS, so it's for me, I know what I do will make a difference to people's lives, and for me that's really important.
The people that I see at home tend to be people with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It's a disease of the lungs whereby people can't breathe, which affects every aspect of their life. They can't move, they can't eat, they can't talk. What I provide, I go to their home, I give them reassurance. I have the time, I will talk with them, I will tell them how their lungs work, how to make the most of the space that they have. I can show them on my SATS machine that if you do this with your breathing technique, you will be able to breathe. Through my non-medical prescribing, I can prescribe the drugs that will help these people breathe. I can teach them how to use the inhalers so that they can make the most of the medication that they have. For me, I have the best job ever. I have the power to enrich other people's lives, to give them the time that they have on the earth, the best that it can possibly be. If I was a long-term condition patient, I would certainly want me.
You know, summing it all up, I would say, from my personal point of view, it's a system that's got to be, I won't say improved, it's got to be pushed more and more and more to keep more and more people out of hospital. Because I certainly prefer, like now, sitting at home in the comfort of my own home, book by my own bed, read and enjoy, you know, being at home without the trials and tribulations of hospitals, doctors in and out, up and down, no rest. I can go and fall asleep when I want, wake up when I want.
My name's Leslie Harridge. I'm an advanced case manager here in Aylesbury, which is a very fancy title for a community matron. Now, community matron is usually a fairly senior nurse who's specialised in long-term conditions, which includes things like chest diseases such as emphysema or bronchitis, and we help to coordinate and care for patients in their own home so they don't have to go into hospital at the drop of a hat, which most people prefer.
Well, there's no need for me to be in a hospital because there's nothing they can do for me. As long as I've got my oxygen and my oxygen levels are all right and I haven't got a bad cold or chesty cough or anything, I don't need anybody. I need my tablets and that's all.
Well, today we can look after people at home that will previously definitely have been admitted to hospital because they were so poorly. We can look after patients with things like, say, chest disease at home. We can provide lots of services, community physiotherapy. They can come in, do your chest physio at home. We can provide oxygen at home. And then there are people like me that come in on a very regular basis, once, maybe more than once, maybe twice a day, to monitor the progress of your illness and ensure that all is going well and that you're making a good recovery.
Well, it gives you the freedom to do what you want, you know, being in your own home and have the food that you like, not being unhappy about the food or the noise or privacy, isn't it, really, and everything. And if you can have that and still have the treatment from the doctors when you need it, who wants to go in hospital? There's people lots worse off it and accidents and things like that, then they have to, and that's what it's needed for, isn't it? Not the old ones, really.